Namaste. Today we are going to talk about the greatness of Shirdi Sai Baba. There are many devotees of Sai Baba around the world, be it Malaysia, be it India, be it Chennai, wherever it is. Wherever you go, you will have a lot of people talking in praise of Shirdi Sai. Guru is one person who is a conduit between us and God, and he is himself a Purna avatar. And they can remove darkness and ignorance from our minds. Before we look at the greatness of Sai, I would like to share a poem written by me long back about Shirdi Sai Baba.
Appearing as a young lad under neem, with a lovely shine and glow like a beam, lived he an unostentatious life. Did he free all from woes and strife? Sai was he called with deep love, had he a mind as pure as a dove. Asking people every day for alms, blessed he with both his palms. A simple kafne was what he wore, an earthen pot was what he bore. With uddhi from the duniya's medicine did he wipe away diseases and sin. Shouldering a long bag for food, did he to all nothing but good. Sabka Malik Ek was what he preached, to the entire mankind it reached. Different forms of God he took, healed many with a mere look. Knowing our past, future and present, he saves us all from any predicament.
This is about Shirdi Sai and his greatness. He was born to Harisate and Lakshmi, they say. They were without children for a long time. He was born to them. His guru was Vengusa. He was taken away and brought up by a fakir initially, and then Vengusa became his guru. But we know that Sai appeared under a neem tree in Shirdi. And the people of Shirdi mistook him to be probably a tantric person or something like that. And later they realized that he is a person who is full of divinity. There is the Gandobarayar temple in Shirdi, and the main priest is Mahalstapati, to whom Lord Shiva appeared in the form of another devotee. He came into another devotee and he said that this person is not an ordinary person. So they decided to dig the place in which he was praying, and they found 4 earthen lamps which were lit, which were glowing in the darkness underneath, and there was a mat on which this person's guru had prayed. There was this man called Kolte Patil and his wife Baija, who took so much care of Sai as they did not have issues. Sai was there for some time, but he left Shirdi. Tatya was born to Kolte Patil. After some time, after a few years, there was this person called Chand Patil who left on a journey. Because there was a marriage in his family, he wanted to buy something and do some duties. He left, and then it was a forest area and he missed his horse. This man who looked like a Baba called him and said, "Your horse is there." And he was able to locate the horse. And he did a lot of miracles. So Chand Patil understood his divinity and he said, "Kindly come with me for our house marriage to Shirdi." So Baba came back to his abode, the beautiful abode called Shirdi. Mahalstapati saw him and addressed him as Sai. They all invited him to their homes, but he gently refused and he chose Dwaraka Mai as his abode. Such a beautiful place. It may look like an old dilapidated mosque, but it was full of glory. The resplendent glory of Dwaraka Mai is known from the so many miracles that people witnessed there. There was a time when there was no oil, and Swami decided to light all the lamps with just water, which is almost impossible otherwise. So many miracles like that he wanted to show. He saved a person who was affected with leprosy, who did service to Swami. He also was very friendly with a boy called Nanavali, who was an eccentric but who served God with love. And 13 days after Baba's Samadhi, he also passed away, which shows his greatness and his unconditional love towards Sai. There was this person called Nana Sahib Chandorkar, whose daughter was saved by Baba's Uddhi. Baba sent Uddhi through somebody. Uddhi is a panacea for all ailments. He sent it through somebody in this Kali Yuga that is very, very important, and that girl was saved and she delivered safely. Nana Sahib Chandorkar did not send anybody to fetch that gentleman. He was able to come only with the help of Baba, who came in a tonga and took him to Nana Sahib's place. There was another devotee called Daskanu, to whom Swami showed Prayag on his foot, from his feet. He was able to get darshan of Prayag, and he was able to even bathe in it, which is something remarkable. So many devotees. There was another devotee called Bhimaji Patil, who was saved by God, and he started by Lord Sai. He had tuberculosis, which was not at all curable those days. Swami called him to Shirdi, and while he was sleeping, this man was cured of his disease. He had a dream like somebody was beating him. The next day he had a dream as if someone was literally hitting him on the chest with something. They were grinding something on his chest, and he was absolutely cured of his problems and bleeding and everything. He became normal. He started the Sai Vrat, which became very famous, and everyone started doing Satyanarayana Puja after that. There was this devotee, a teacher called Madhavrao Deshpande, whose Kuladevata was Sabdashringi Mahadevi. Sai sent him there to that temple, and he brought another devotee called Kakaji, whose problems were also solved by Sai. Sai invites devotees and solves their problem. There was this gentleman called Gauli Buva. He was a very devoted soul, and all that he knew was Vittal Nama. And when he appeared before Sai, Sai appeared before him as Vittal. There was a doctor who only prayed to Rama. Whenever he used to go to another temple for the sake of his wife, he used to close his eyes and say, I won't see anyone except Rama. So when he came to Dwaraka Mai, Swami appeared as Rama before him. All these things shows the greatness of Sai. There was a time when Sai was on a 72-hour Samadhi state. After 72 hours of unconscious state, he came back to life. It shows his greatness. There was this Chavadi procession in which he used to be decked up beautifully, and people used to put chandan on his forehead. He used to enjoy, and everyone witnessed the cosmic dance of the Lord, who is an embodiment of nothing but Lord Shiva's creation himself. Baba's Samadhi took place on the day of Vijayadashmi, and before that there were some indications. He gave 9 coins representing Navavida Bhakti to one of his close devotees, 9 forms of Bhakti, to one of his close devotees called Lakshmi. There was another devotee called Radhakrishna Mai who served Sai. So many devotees like that. The 15th chapter of Sai Satcharita is very important. It deals with 2 lizards. There was one lizard in Dwaraka Mai which seemed happy. It was making some noise. The people at Dwaraka Mai wanted to know what is the significance, and Swami said her sister is coming. And within a few minutes, there was a man from Aurangabad who just removed something from a bag, and one more lizard came, and they both were talking to each other. It showed they went close and they started talking. So it shows the greatness. This chapter is considered as a very, very auspicious chapter. Swami gave salvation to Nanavali, his close devotee, who passed away 13 days after his Samadhi. And the Arati to Shirdi Sai Baba is also considered as very, very holy. So many miracles. The importance of Uddhi and Duni. Duni is the fireplace in which Swami, as a Agnihotri, was constantly raising that firewood. And he was lighting the fire and ensuring that it never got extinguished. So he used to go and bring items for that, ensure that it was burning all the while. Till date in the temples of Sai, it is burning, and from there they take Uddhi. We have Duni Puja, which is being done on a regular basis in temples. And when people are sick, once the Duni Puja is done and the Udi is given to them, they get cured. It's a panacea for several ailments. So many miracles there. At time when a child fell into some hot substance, Swami just put his hand into the Duni and removed. And his hand was totally scorched with lot of injury, but the child was saved. So many things like that, so many miracles. Not when he was in physical form, not only when he was in physical form, but even now. There was a lady who wanted to undergo chemotherapy. And her daughter said, you're done with 3 sessions out of the 6, and I don't think you have to do more. That is what Sai tells me. And after the 3rd, when they went for a checkup, they realized that there was not even a single cancer cell left. It was all wiped out by the abundant grace of Sai. Another instance, when a girl child fell from the terrace in a new house, the mother fainted thinking that something must have gone wrong with the child. But after 10 minutes, the child came and woke up the mom saying that nothing happened to her. And she also said, Mom, you pray to a Baba. Don't you pray to the old grandpa? He only came and saved my life. Look at the miracle of Sai. Another miracle, a gentleman with his friends. He was in the Shirdi temple. They went for a visit. They did shopping. They spent a lot of money. They had good time. And they took the darshan of Swami in the morning. And they wanted to leave that night. And once the gentleman saw Swami, he felt that Sai was actually laughing at him, even though he didn't understand the significance then. They prayed and they set out. They all took their tickets. They checked everything, put everything in place, and started their journey at 12 o'clock in the middle of the night. They were also having a small kid there. So there were 6 of them. And then they realized that the berth was occupied. And once the TTR came and checked their tickets, it was very evident that it was only next month and they had missed out on that. So there was no other option. They did not have enough money. They had only 2,500 rupees. They had to shell out more. There was another gentleman who decided to give them 1,000 rupees. Beyond that, they did not have any money. They did not know what to do. So, suddenly, a person with the name Sai came and helped them. And you can realize it is a miracle of Shirdi Sai Baba. So many miracles now. All that we can do is this global Mahaparayana. If possible, we can join one of the groups where they do regular chanting, 2 chapters per week, so that we cover all the chapters. Or you can take a book and you can keep chanting. You can do Namasmarana of Sai's Nama, or we can chant slokas. Anything and everything that is possible can be done. We can pray to Sai to save the world from pandemic or any further problems which come. So the cholera episode is really considered very, very auspicious, as God tells us with bhakti and with the sense of discrimination we can kill negative karma, and we will be able to prove that divinity can solve any kind of problems and any kind of pandemic. So my prayers for everyone, Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Please bless all. Sai Maharaj. Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki Jai. Namaste.